Dear class, today let us continue with the session number 12, that is Introduction to Partnership. And today we shall continue with the retirement or death of partner. When one partner leaves the remaining and the remaining are continued. So on a retirement or death of a partner, during the lifetime of a partnership business, there might be a people quitting or retire from the partnership firm, or a person dies while in a partnership. At the time of retirement or death, or the following accounting issue are dealt with. So there will be a changes of a new profit sharing ratio, and because one or more partner is leaving, the remaining will have a gaining ratios. But again, it will be a case of goodwill. Number 3, we have an adjustment of changes in the value of asset and the liabilities as per agreement. In number 4, there will be a treatment of reserve and accumulated profit. So the undisputed profit, it will be now a time for them to be distributed. Number 5 will be a settlement of retiring or deceased partners due. And the last one will be a new capital of continuing partner together with the financial position after reconstruction of a new partnership, existing partners. So a new profit sharing ratio, when a partner retire or die, the profit sharing ratio of the continuing partners get changed. So the share of the retiring or deceased partner is distributed among the continuing partner. Or sometimes it might go to continuing partners or one of them, as the agreement may be. So the ratio in which retiring partner share is distributed among continuing partner is known as a gaining ratio. So gain of existing partner will be equal to his new share minus his existing old share. So let us take one of the example, new profit sharing ratio, the gaining ratio. For instance, we have a Sita, Manu, and a Tena, a partner, sharing profit and the losses in the ratio of 4, 3, and 2. Sita retires and the remaining partner decides to take Sita's share in the existing ratio, 3 to 2. Calculate the new ratio of Manu and the Tena. So existing ratio between Manu and the Tena is the existing ratio, the old ratio, Manu and the Tena. Manu, we are getting a 3 out of 9, and the 2, and the Tena get a 2 over 9, and the Sita's share retiring partner use it to get 4 over 9. So Sita's share taken by Manu and the Tena in the ratio of 3 to 2. So Manu gain will be that portion of Sita taken, that is 4 out of 9, times a new sharing ratio, that is a 3 over 5. So it will be 12 over 45. So Manu new share will be 3 over 9, the old share, plus the gain from the gaining ratio, which is 12 over 45, so it will be 27 over 45. Then as gain will be 4 over 9 times 2 over 5. So the gaining ratio will be 8 over 45. So the new share will include the oldie, that is 2 over 9, plus the gaining ratio, which is 8 over 45. So it will be 18 over 45. So the new ratio of Manu and the Tena will be 27 over 45. Again, will be for Tena will be 18 over 45. So that is give us a 27 over 18. If you get that ratio remain at 3 over 2. So gain of a partner is a new existing when you minus those old ones. So 10 again would be 8 over 45. The gain ratios will be 3 to 2. So one thing to be noted is retiring or deceased partner share may be distributed in a specified ratio or taken by one partner as per agreement. So treatment of goodwill. Also, the retiring or deceased partner is entitled to share a goodwill at the time of retirement or death because the goodwill is the result of the efforts made by all partners. So, for instance, we have a Tuma, Udoto, and the Sona are partner sharing profit equally. But Sona retire and the goodwill of the firm is valued 54 million. So no goodwill account appear in the books of the firm. So Tuma and Udoto share future profit in the ratio of 3 to 2. Make necessary journal entry for goodwill creation. When goodwill is to be. So on creation of goodwill, we debit goodwill account with the 4 million. And because they divide this equally, so with the old sharing ratios, we're going to credit partners capital, Tuma, Udoto, and the Sona with 18 million each. So that being a share of goodwill with the old sharing ratios. So when the new partner who are remaining, Tuma and Udoto, decide to eliminate that share, that goodwill in the account, to write off the goodwill account, they will credit goodwill account and the debit partners capital account, and now they will use a new sharing ratio, that is the 3:2. Again, let us take a comprehensive example. Illustration number 1, Omari, Jaiko, and Jadao are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 3 to 1. The statement of financial position as at December 31st, 2023 is as here under. Asset, we have a building 180 million, plant 140 million, motor car 40 million, stock 100 million. Debtors, we have 63 million, but provision for doubtful debt were 3 million. Cash at bank 10 million. That's give us a total asset of 530 million. But the liability also, we have a creditor 80 million, bills payables 26, general reserve 24, capital Omari 160 million, Jaiko 120 million, Jadao 120 million. So give us a total liability of 530 million. So Jaiko retire on the date on the following terms. Jaiko, that is the Jaiko's share of profit to be shared among all the partners with the existing holding sharing ratio. Number 2, the goodwill of the firm is valued 60 million and is to be written off immediately after retirement. Number 3, stock and the building to be appreciated by 10%. And the plant is to be depreciated by 10%. Number 4, provision for bad debts is increased up to 5 million. Remember, from the statement of financial position, we have 3 million. So now we have to increase 2 up to 5 million. So we are going to increase by 2 million. Jaiko's is to take over. Jaiko is to take over motor car, and the balance 2 is paid out of the fund. This fund is to be brought in by Omari and Jadao in their new profit sharing ratio. So required, prepare revolution account, B, partners capital account, and the C, statement of financial position after retirement. solution to give us a new sharing ratio to Omari and Jadao. Only sharing ratio, Omari, Jaiko and Jadao were 3, 2, and 1. That were 3 over 6, 2 over 6, and 1 over 6. So the gaining ratio from Omari is a 3 over 4, new sharing ratios, times 2 over 6, that is left by Jaiko. So the gain is 1/4. The gaining ratio of Jadao, 1/4 times 2 over 6, so 1 over 12. So a new sharing ratio Omari is the old sharing ratio 3 over 6 plus 1 over 4, that is 9 over 12. But again, a new sharing ratio of Jadao is 1 over 6 plus 1 over 12, the gaining ratio. So it's a 3 over 12. So a new sharing ratio Omari and Jadao is 9 over 2, or it is a 3 to 1. So this is the ratio. So revaluation account also is going to take the agreement that a goodwill is to be valued at 60 million. So we are going to debit the goodwill account and the credit the revaluation account. But again, a building and the stock has to be increased by 10%. So those 10% will be 18 million. So we are going to debit building account by 18 million and the credit revaluation by 18 million. Again, debit stock by 10 million and the credit revaluation account by 10 million. Again, general reserve is to be taken to revaluation account. So the general reserve has a credit balance, so we debit a general reserve and the credit revaluation account by 24 million. Therefore, the plant is to be depreciated, decrease in value by 10%, that is the 14 million. This 14 million will credit plant account and the debit revaluation account by 14 million. And remember, provision for doubtful debts is to be increased to 5 million. We have already 3 million, and now we are increasing to 2 million. So we debit revaluation account, the credit provision for doubtful debts. So if you take a credit side is 112 million against the debit side, so there is a share of revaluation profit. We have a revaluation profit that is to be shared by using all these sharing ratios. For Omari, we get 48, Jaiko 32, and Jadao 16 million each. And these are transferred to partners' capital account. So remember, a goodwill, which means that we debit goodwill, that is from a revaluation account 60 million. And this one will be done later on when we share it using a new sharing ratio. That is when we eliminate it from the, we write it off. So remember, partners' capital account, we took a balances brought down. That is 160, 120, 120 from Jaiko and Jadao. Revaluation account, partner share of profit of revaluation is 48, 32, and 16. And again, a motor car is taken by Jaiko. So Jaiko took a motor car. We credit motor car account and the debit partners Jaiko's capital account. And again, remaining balance from Jaiko. Jaiko, we have a 152 million. But again, the Jaiko took a motor car of 40 million. So remaining cash of 112. It has been said that it will be brought by Omari and Jadao, will increase their capital with that amount. so that this with the new sharing ratios. So the 112 that is to be taken by Jaiko were brought by Omari and Jadao with the new sharing ratio. So they will share it, that is Jadao. Omari will bring in 84 million that will be debited into cash account and the credit Omari's capital account 84. The Jadao also will bring in 28 million, being a 1/4 of the share of cash required to be paid to Jaiko. Again, Omari and Jadao want to write off a goodwill account. So credit goodwill account, but debit partner's capital account with the new sharing ratios. Remember, there were 60 million there. So we debit to Omari and Jadao. After that, we take a balances of partner, and we are remaining only with the two partner, Omari and Jadao. Omari has a balance of 247 million, and Jadao has a balance of 149 million to be taken to statement of financial position. Omari and Jadao. So that gives us a total liability of 502 million. Thank you. That's the end of retirement or death of partner.